Hi, I'm Brad Knowles, producer of Friday Night Flies, hosted by Scott LeBoldis and Scotty Holmes. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, Zach here for Friday Night Flies once again. So this past week I was kind of busy, so I didn't get a video done for you last week. I was taking some courses so I can guide in tidal waters, so past all that stuff, getting pretty excited for that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, get up to the Haida Gwaii this summer, catch some real fish, see how that all works out. So yeah, after the course finished, we went up to Pemberton and went and saw Brad. And did some fishing with him, with some of the family. Lacey and her mom had a blast fishing with Brad, and Lacey's dad and I were also on the boat as well. We all got in some fish up at Anderson Lake. Brad was showing us around. Had us chucking some spinners and things like that on some gear, which was kind of fun. A little change of pace, that's for sure. But yeah, and then after that, the girls went horseback riding and all this stuff up there. There's a lot to do in Pemberton. It's definitely, if you're in the hood, go check it out. It's worth it. Obviously, stop by Spud as well. Brad may even give you a free hat. Sorry, Brad, you're going to have to give away a bunch of hats now. Anyways, so once the girls buggered off, me and Lacey's dad went out and fished a little lake up there, and I crushed them. Lacey's dad, not so much. I even gave him the same fly I was using, all that stuff. Some people got it, some people don't. Sorry, Alex. So the fly that was working for me, I was working out with some chronomids, stuff like that. Nothing was really going on. Rick was up there, one of Brad's guides, and they had gotten a couple fish on some chromies. I said, screw it to the chronomids, because I got bored. Started trolling around this little guy. So if you remember, I think it was last spring, I did a balanced pumpkin head. This is a pumpkin head variation. It's one of the new products that we got in the store. The Semperfly straggle string. This stuff is pretty sweet, quite versatile, and has a pretty wicked look to the finished product when it's in the water, because it's got some of our favorite UV properties to it. Anyways, this fly crushed for me. I probably got into about 12 or 16 fish. Landed about 6 of them, super feisty. They're jumping all over the place. Good time. They couldn't resist this thing. So, also got them on a sweet little damsel pattern that I did up, kind of a take on one of Brad's BK damsel nips, so maybe I'll do that one up for you next week if I get a chance. We'll see. But yeah, so this is a pumpkin head variant. It's pretty deadly for me, so I'm filling my box with them right now. Anyways, so let's head on down and check out how we do it. All right, so there it is. I'm going to call it the straggle head. Pumpkin head. It's got the straggle string. A little slow roll for you. Anyways, this thing hammered him. It was ridiculous. I couldn't keep him off. I could tell Lisa's dad was getting a little upset because it was just one fish after another for me, and he was getting nothing. Sorry, Alex. But yeah, so this one was quite deadly. I was quite impressed. I kind of threw it together. So I got this trip coming up actually next week, so I may not have a video for next week. We'll see. Up to the Merritt area, so I figured why not? Let's tie up some pumpkin heads. So for a hook, we're using a 9671 Mustad. This is one of my favorite hooks out there. The size 8s are great for coho. Not so good for chum. They bend the hell out of them. But yeah, great little hook. So this is a size 12. And for bead, I've got a 7/64 metallic orange bead. And these I got from Canadian Llama. Great place to get your beads. For thread, I'm using UTC 70 and rusty burnt orange, I think is the color. Just start that behind the bead, work our way back to about the barb, trim that away. Now for the tail, I'm using some of the old school Stillwater Solutions Marabou from Superfly in olive. Great little color, actually some nice plumes in there. Spider in this stuff, I don't have much of it left. So how I'm going to prepare this, I'm going to strip about maybe a quarter of the feather off the one side. I'm just going to grab the fibers, pull it away from the stem, fold it over, pull away the next little bit. It should keep everything roughly aligned for the most part. That's what we're looking at there. So I'm just going to tie that in. A couple nice tight turns. I'm going to take a turn underneath. It just helps to pop the tail up. And then I'm going to grab all these scraggly ends here. I'm just going to tidy this up a bit. Trim away the excess, like so. Now pull away all these errant fibers. To get my tail the length that I want, which is going to be roughly the hook shank in length, I'm just going to pull with my left hand, pinch it with my right hand, and then pinch it all off. There you go. Nice uniform tail. You never want to cut the ends with scissors because it creates a very sharp edge. This you can see they're all a little bit tapered. They got all fluffy ends going on. Kind of what we want. Now, unlike a traditional pumpkin head, I'm going to reinforce this hackle because this stuff is getting harder and harder to find. So for my rib, I'm just going to use some ultra wire and small silver. Use extra small if you like as well. Vary the color if you want as well. Lots of variations going on. If you wanted to, you could even throw flash in the tail. I find the body has enough bling to it that don't really need to. So like I said, I'm using Semperfli straggle string. So a traditional pumpkin head would use a blended dubbing. This is the olive here. They call it a micro chenille. This is pale olive. Pretty cool. I got this in 5 colors in the store right now. I got pale olive, black, claret, 2 other colors that I can't think of off the top of my head. So when we tie this in, you'll notice the fibers want to flow in one direction. So you want them flowing towards the tail. It's very similar to polar chenille or palmer chenille. Same idea. So this, you don't really have to, but I like to just keep everything uniform. So I'm going to tie that in the length of the body. And this has some wicked UV properties to it. I don't know if you can see it there. You get that nice shimmer. Hopefully that shows up. In the water it looks unreal. Probably why the fish couldn't resist it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stroke those little fibers back. I'm going to do touching turns all the way up the body. Pulling back with every turn. This just helps to fluff out all that material. It's a nice substitution for dubbing. A lot easier to work with. Great for leeches. I've even been thinking about trying to come up with a damsel pattern that utilizes this stuff. It's got a pretty cool look to it. So that I'm just going to trap in behind the bead. Just a couple turns behind. A couple turns in front. You know what? You could literally fish that just like that, and you wouldn't have any problems. It would probably catch fish. I do it quite well. I wouldn't be surprised. So for my hackle, I've got a nice long orange grizzly hackle here. And the traditional pumpkin head, you would strip off half of it. This one, I'm not going to do that. But I am going to prep the feather by stripping off some of these barbules. So I'm just going to pull it out so they're all sticking out. What I've done, I've got so the side that's going down has barbs sticking out, and then it's got that flat spot at the top there. That just helps to set the first couple wraps and get it flowing in the direction that you want. So I'm just going to trim that little nub there. I'm going to tie that in right behind the bead. Now you could tie this in at the back as well, and then wrap it up and then counter wrap it. I've been tying a lot of my buggers this way as of late. I just find it, I don't know, just the way I've been doing it. So as you can see, that naked part of the stem allows me to get those first couple turns in nice and tight. And then I'm just going to wrap this back. I'm going to get about 4 or 5 turns just to the butt of the tail. Then I'm going to grab my wire. I'm going to trap in that hackle. And again, probably going to get about 4 or 5 turns in until I'm right at the bead, which I will take half turn at the bead, and I will trap that sucker in. Couple turns behind, pull everything back, couple wraps in front. Here's where I'm going to bend and break away my wire. Now I can come in here with my scissors. I can trim away that hackle. This nice long hackle, I can get probably another 3 flies out of that guy. Now, something probably not totally necessary. I just take a Velcro strip. Once I've got everything kind of in there, just to help loosen up any trapped fibers, just lightly brush that. That gets the hackle going. Brings out those UV fibers. The reason I went with this burnt orange thread is I can build up a little bit of a thread collar, and it literally blends right into that bead. Now I'm just going to go straight into a whip finish. I'm not going to head cement it, so I'll throw in 2, 3, or 4 whip finish just to tidy that up, make it all pretty like. There you have it. Straggle head, straggle string, pumpkin head, whatever you want to call it. Quite deadly, easy to tie, looks great in the water as well. So definitely come on in, pick some of this stuff up. It's pretty cool. Like I said, I got it in like 4 or 5 colors. We also got the nano silk thread in too, so got lots of things with Semperfli in. Good products. All right, let's head on up and sign out. All right, there it is, a little variation on the pumpkin head. One of John Kent's originals. Works very well in the interior lakes. This one's kind of just my little take on it. Newer products come out all the time, so it's always fun to experiment with new products and see what they can do. Like I said, this product, I've used this actually on an elk hair caddis as well as the body, and it looks really sweet. It's definitely worth picking up and giving a go. Yeah, other than that, that's about it. This guy worked quite well for me the other day. It's earned a spot in my box, that's for sure. So yeah, I'll be actually away next week, so I'll try to squeak in a video if I can at the beginning of the week and pass it on to the guys up in Pemberton, and hopefully they can air that. If not, I'll definitely see you the following week. Yeah, so I should have some new patterns for you. So I'll be taking my tying gear up to Merritt, where we're going to be fishing for a couple days, and probably be matching the hatch up there as best I can. So might have some new stuff up my sleeve for you. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, come on in the shop, come say hi. If you're up in Pemberton, go give a shout out to Brad and Scott and all those guys up at Spud, and maybe book a tour with them. They know their stuff. They know where the fish are. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll see you guys next week.
Friday Night Flies would like to thank the following sponsors: Superfly, Solarez, Chinook Wind Outfitters, Dr. Slick, Griffin, Stonefo.